Well, this is the start of it. Just stashed the bike and undertaking a bit of a different sort of hunt to this time. What I'm doing, it will be like what you call a point to point. So my vehicle's way the hell down the country, and I've come way the hell up into another bit of country, and I'm gonna what we're gonna do, we're gonna just spend 3 or 4 days trekking back through it. And there's a gun. Got the 35 Whelen with me today, bloody good. But yeah, back to the story. So we're gonna just spend 4 or 5 days trekking back to the car, backpack hunting. Pretty exciting, really. It's also pretty daunting because it's all pretty new, unfamiliar country, and like if it's anything like this, I'm in for an adventure. So without stuffing around too much, I'm just gonna finish my coffee milk and we're gonna load up some rounds and head on down in there. So I'll catch up just on the way. Let's go hunting. Just drop it down on this ridge. It's already been some pretty mixed terrain, not too bad. But yeah, it's definitely in the regrowth country, and not too sure what I'm going to find down there. I'm hoping that the creek bottoms aren't too bad, so to speak, in the valley. Move around a bit, whatever, but yeah, a bit daunting, a little bit actually. No, that's what we're doing. Few rubs around, that's for sure, but how old are they? I don't know. I think we're on the right track. See you a bit later on when we get down in the gullies. From fern into this regrowth. Crazy. Hopefully it's just a bit of a phase. But yeah, might have to drop on the other side of the ridge and just see if it's any better over there. But we're going forward, so it's not the end of the world. It's obviously very loud, but that's going to happen. I've obviously got some spots in mind that I want to get to and hunt. So this is all just like just travelling through it really. But yeah, a bit of a battle, that's for sure. Nice sight to see, a bit of a clearing. It's been pushing scrub for way too long. Getting down in these bottoms, so maybe in the real shady stuff it might open up a bit. It's all unknown, so that's what's sort of a bit daunting, I guess, is the fact that might get all the way in there, might be fuck all places to hunt. Still got to be somewhere though, I guess, so matter of just not really setting up camp until night time and just sort of keep roaming until I do find something, and if we don't, we just get to darkness, set up, have a chill. Oh, here's a preach, so that's good news, eh? Bit of a preacher. A few marks. Dead quiet, that one. Gonna just cross this creek here and get up over on another side and start working my way down another creek. See where we end up. First creek crossing, eh? But I did just cross a littler one than that. Oh shit. But it's that log looked like a good idea. But it's so slippery. Oh holy hecker. Dang, this is crazy. Jesus. Hope it's not like that too often. Oh well, climb up and out of this one. Don't like it at all. At this point in time I start thinking, what are you doing? What were you thinking? Adventure. Bit of unknown, uncertainty. Can I do it? Looks like getting down to where I was going to camp tonight. Looks like I'll probably just keep punching on downstream until I can get a bit bit of better country to hunt, I reckon. I'm hoping I've just been walking on the wet side, so it's been a bit shitty. Looking down ahead of me, doesn't look too bad. Still not ideal. And then I got this sunny face on the other side sort of thing. It's still a mile away too though, so I'm not quite at that spot I was hoping to be at. So we'll keep trucking. Down on the old creek flats now. Been interesting. Followed a reasonable ridge too here since I last talked to you, but nothing really right home about. Bugger all sign on there. There's a bit of sign down in here, but not excessive. That face looked alright, sort of in a weird way. Bit trapped though, so to speak. Like got two creeks running into one here. But I reckon there should be a wallow or something around pretty soon. So realistically just follow my nose for a while till it gets a bit darker. Then I'll set up and make a camp. Just jumped up on the side of the hill where that clearing was because the bush looked a little better than what was down in that flat country. It's shit house actually, to be honest. Yeah, it's interesting. Suppose I'll just keep trucking. Some good country in front of me actually. So this is just that sort of shady stuff. Sometimes isn't always as thick as it is with mediocre shade. As in, it's too shady here maybe for anything to grow or vice versa. I sort of suspect the other side to be a little more open, but that also isn't the case at times, so we'll just sneak through here and see what signs around, because I'm not super confident with the sign that's here anyway at the minute. Pretty few and far between. So anyway, go, go, go. Steep sided, kind of main creek in here though. Thinking about having a cuppa actually. A bit more sign down in here at least. Been too loud to really put any deer up. They would have heard me coming from, oh well, a bloody mile away. Now in this stuff there could be opportunity for a bit of honky honk. She's drinkable, that's for sure. Oof. Which is kind of cool. Oh fuck. Oh, that was gonna happen. Very slippery. Oh yeah. Anyway, back to it. And go around this stuff, I reckon. Yeah, it had to be a bit of an area like this down here. Not much of a wallow, but it is a bit of a wallow. And then we've got just some area there hanging out. A couple of decent hoofs. A lot of sketchy shit there, so we'll keep trying to follow the trails. See if we can get through it. Try and hit that creek and get a cuppa into us, I reckon. Just starting to cool down, and because we're in a decent gully, it's starting to lose a bit of light, but nothing too full on yet. I reckon that's what I was looking for. A pisser. Massive. Yeah, they might be coming off that hill, I suppose, but awesome spot to put a camera, although I'm never coming back here. It's a trail from that wallow, and it's got some good rubs on it, heading into this sort of, you could say, sunnier face. Just going to stalk in. Bit of bird noise. Creek's what he did a big horseshoe, and I was not keen on following it, the thick side, so I'm sort of cutting up over the ridge. See what happens in here. That wind's been up me butt the whole time. So nothing really seen. Pretty interesting though, that's all I can put it down to at the minute. I reckon I've said interesting a handful of times already. Yeah. Probably what you want anyway. You don't really want a boring kind of hunt, you just want an interesting one. But anyway, we'll keep following, see where we end up. Getting a bit dark for sure. I'll have to start looking for a camp soon. The odd bed and that around, but not much. Doesn't seem like a big boy, that one. But good to see, there's a bit of activity there. Bloody not much happening, eh? Not much sign in here. Anyway, Get into some probably slightly better country now. But don't know. Been one up in here today, scratching his face on this. Pretty cool. Oh, red mane, red beard. But gonna leave the creek for a while and get some height and just see what's going on a bit. Not enjoying that down in here, to be honest. Don't think it's going to be too much better up here, but yeah, tough going. Bloody pretty good bed just back there. Followed a trail up, got onto that bed, but not much cross gully glassing and stuff at the minute. Just see what's up in here, and maybe just set up a camp soon. It's not too late as I thought, because it's so deep gully. It's get a bit darker than it seemed. It's about 3:45. Still not excessive time to get anywhere, but should be able to get up on this ridge and then make a call if I'm going to go down the creek again or stay up out of it for a while. Get down into some, maybe like do a good couple of hours in the morning of just getting away from this area. It's no use fuckassing around in here. This stuff's alright. Pretty loud underfoot, sunny side, etc. But visibility's alright. Creek down in here I'm going to hit, and then probably have to scoot up to that saddle tomorrow, I reckon, and just cut out heaps of the creek meandering. There's some alright faces there, but can't really get a good look on it, and there doesn't seem to be anything obvious there, so I'll keep on going, get a bit over it. Little update, just climbed up out of that into that saddle we were pointing at before. Pretty shitty. Not bloody too happy with it at all. I do get a bit like this on the first day though. Without knowing, you can't really be in good hunting country, I guess, but I guess you're always looking for an excuse to get home to, or go home. It's not so much I really want to go home. I just want to be in a bit better area. So I'm sort of just hoping this cuts out quite a bit of area of the creek and I can motor on down somewhere. Whatever. You guys are going to have a giggle, but that saddle just kept on going. Next minute, I'm halfway up the hill in regards to where I sort of started from. And there's no way I'm going back in there. Just was not what we were chasing. I'm disappointed, I guess. I'm a bit dejected. But a bit of a special day for me tomorrow. And it's 4:30 now. 4:45 probably actually, so it's nearly getting on dark, and that means I won't get anywhere tonight. I'm just going to keep motoring on up this hill so I can try and get in somewhere flat to camp when it does get dark. That's what I'm up to, and I'm just going to have a camp out. So it's not over, but I'm not going to be down where I planned to be, and we're just going to change the route a little bit, so stay tuned. Bit of a story for tomorrow, so I'll tell you then, eh? Battle of the Fern again. Bugger. Remember what it was like on the way down. I saw like there was so much fern. Fuck. Now I've got to go up it, through it. Which just sucks actually. But I've made a call. I've made the bloody call. I'm probably like halfway, a bit more up off the creek. That's what's spinning me out. I was on a bit of a flat spot there before. I should have probably camped on, but I want to just get up a bit higher. I sort of might chase a bit of phone service, I think, and get on the blue dot and just see where I am. Exactly. Because I mean, if I had done this whole point to point, it would have been a good 20 k's. I feel like I've done fucking 10 of them today. Probably by the time we get up here, be close to sort of thing. But we're just going to go up this next hill and call it camp because it's already 5 o'clock. Not cool. Getting cool too. Sweating heaps. Anyway, see us up there. Going's a bit better now. Keep on the edge of that fern. Sort of just get to as far as we can go type thing per se. Just in that fern still. So I'm in like a scrub band that I found on the way down. Dejected and bloody sore legs, so done the 3Ks I was initially going to do this morning or today. Then I was going to push on another 3Ks tomorrow, and I feel like I'm actually down there already. Not ideal, but a pretty meandering ridge up and out tomorrow, I guess you could say. And then I'll probably just hit that ridge for quite a while and drop down somewhere else, or maybe on the other side of this place. I'm pretty remote, so I've got a lot of options per se, but down there you just keep getting further away, I guess. And I feel like I've seen enough of this place to not be too excited about it, you know. So this is what I'm going to camp on, just here. Just going to smoke, get rid of the stick. That'll be your camp. Now there's not a glass and face in sight. I put up what could possibly have been a deer just 400 or 500 metres back there. I stopped for a bit of a drink and my scent blew up and over, I guess, and next thing it just bounded off. It's all this ferny shit, so yeah, not stoked. Just set this tent up and we'll see you later. Righto, that's me for the night. I'll see you around the fire. See what tomorrow brings. Hopefully we get out of here. That was a good night. Good night's sleep anyway. Only had one critter run down behind me, like not far away, and barrel off somewhere. A little bit of drizzle, nothing too fancy. But you're probably wondering why I've got this Ruger on a backpack trip. It's the heaviest gun I own, and it is quite a handful. The reason I've got the 35 Whelen today, this weekend, is that it's my birthday today, and coincidentally I'm turning 35, so we've got the 35 cal, and we were hoping to tip over a fairly large animal because typically on my birthday I've shot some good deer in the past, and I just thought it would be quite fitting to bring the Whelen along in here, turn 35 as we are today, and see if we can get a large deer. Back in the day I shot a bloody 30 incher on my 30th birthday. It was like 29 3/4, so these dick under 30. It might have even been 29 3/4 on my 29th birthday. Whatever. I have to look back in the archives on that one because that feels like a lifetime ago. But anyway, I've got the Whelen loaded up. It's got two 50 grain partitions and a pretty mild load. I don't need it to be belting the hell out of me. To do what it's doing, it's a walk 'em up rifle, close encounters. It's capable to 300, no worries, but a bit of practice there as the drop is not much different to a 308. And that's an interesting one, so read that again. A 308 with 180 grainers and a 35 Whelen with 250 grainers are on the same page in terms of trajectory. The downside to all of this on this trip is that I'm not really in the zone, the deer zone. I'm contemplating walking up, hitting a ridge line for a good few Ks and then dropping back down on the sunny side. I think that's what we're going to do. I've got no water here. I've got 10 or 15 satchels of coffee and no water. I've got one on the go now. That's just to get woken up a little bit and on the program. I got this 35 Whelen after I initially brought a 270 when I was a young fella. A 270 was awesome and still is awesome. We shot quite a few fallow with that, and I shot my first Sambar deer with the 270. I was using 140 grain nozzle Accubons in a factory round. From there I was reading all the magazines and immersing myself into a lot of media in regards to Sambar hunting, and there was quite a lot of talk of needing a fairly large gun. So I went down to the gun store, and that's where I started looking at suitable guns, so to speak. Back in the day, in my mind, everyone had a 30-06 and everyone else had a 308. Me being me, I didn't want to have either of those. And the next sort of semi-common round without going into Magnum country was 35 Whelen. Originally I wanted to put this into a black stock, but now I really love having an actual one wood stocked rifle that I can take out Sambar hunting. It just seems so more natural and really fitting out in the bush. The downside to this rifle is only the weight. But with that weight, it's its saving grace in regards to recoil. quite a few years ago when I shot that big deer on my birthday. It was actually with a 9.3 by 62, but it was in a Tikka T3. That's quite a light rifle per se, and you're stocking them up pretty heavy with 250 grain Woodleys and 2208. But what I found with that was just kicking the hell out of me per se. I couldn't handle it. I wasn't enjoying shooting it. So I think it wasn't long after that I brought a bloody 7mm 08 in a super ultralight gun. I've played around with 308s and that in the past, but I think they're a real good calibre. And then since then I got onto that left-handed rifle. I thought, I'm a left-handed dude, so I sort of need to start buying left-handed guns. It's a real pain in the ass shooting right-handed guns and having to drop down and change. So that just popped up in 3006. So now I've got a 3006 as well. And I tried to lighten that up quite a bit by drilling all those holes and cutting the barrel down to 19 inches. But that's just a little story on my little arsenal of guns and why I decided to bring in a 35 Whelen this time. Hopefully we get some deer on camera soon and enjoy today as it is my birthday, so happy days. Just going to pack up the camp and move on. See who's out there. Oh, that's all packed up pretty much. Just put that tarp away and we're going to get out of here. Keep trucking. Field of ferns. Got a cherry tree up here we'll go check out. Just got a rub on him. See big antler gouges. I remember just being a young fella with me 35 Whelen when it was new. We were sort of just still chasing sign than the deer. And just the sort of feelings that you'd get when you would find a cherry tree or you'd be walking around the bush looking for cherry trees. And just having that rifle in your hands, that feeling, always looking down on it and fondling it, and being impressed with the size of the prints. But most importantly, you would just love the rubs because they indicated antlers, I guess. And you'd stand here and you'd be looking around, looking for the stag that did it. I don't know if we're even onto fresh rubs back then. It was more just the fact that they had rubbed up the trees. And back then every step was a real slow stalking step. How a lot's changed, eh? Well. Near on the top of the hill, boys. What a grind. I haven't filmed any of that because it's the same shit. But I haven't put up a deer. Seen a couple of beds. I've seen one set of poos. They're not here. They're not here. I don't blame them. See a bit of browse, but it's more just probably passing through, Jazz. But yeah. Spin out. The only drama is up here I got no water. I'm just trying to think what's the best way to go about that. And I don't know what the best way to go about that is at the minute. Anyway, such is life, eh, Nettie? There's your beds. Daylight on the ridge. I believe that's the track up there. What I also believe I'm going to do is the way this ridge has brought me back up onto it, I'm not necessarily that far from where I stashed that bike. So I'm thinking about just walking down the track, getting the bike, leaving the stash here obviously, going down and get the bike and then come back, get me shit and then go just down to the creek somewhere. I like that idea a bit just because it's too gnarly, not too gnarly, but that's just taking a lot of effort out of me, energy out of me, you know. I was up here to enjoy myself. Sort of spend a few days snoozing and cruising around the bushes looking for a deer. All I've really done is fucking walk down the hill and then along a creek and then back up the hill. The long way too, mind you. This is probably the higher peak on the frickin' track. And the whole way up I've had no glassing opportunities, even in the gully heads enough, and this is probably the best I've seen, and it's all just the fern stuff. Looks like they're just hitting the ridges and camping on the edges of it where the sun's hitting, which isn't today. So I think that's what we're up to, but stay tuned, we'll bloody get down on these deer soon. Up on the top per se, I'm not seeing no track. Suppose I have to go up there. Just walk over this edge and have a look. Yeah, that won't be the track there, so it has to be over here. That sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go fuck it. So I'm gonna have to just stay up on the ridge. I thought this was the top of the ridge, but it's obviously not, so going up that one. Maybe the track's just over there though, so get back over there where it was easy going. This stuff's a bit prickly and shitty, so it's on a bit of a scrape. Not one sign, not one fresh sign on it. I'm slowly getting towards this track I've been waiting for, but figured I had to just pull up and use the last of my water, make a cuppa and have a bite. Bloody knackered really. But I've got some service too, which is pretty cool. And got a little love letter, so Bon cheering. Yeah, I was just messing around with the boots. Bloody. Supposed to be getting a new set. I just can't find the right one, sorta. I'm not sure I'm going to pay $600 for a pair of hunting ones, but I've seen some good reviews on these other boots that are just hiking boots. And then a few dudes online on the Facebook were saying that they bloody got them as well, and they reckon they're pretty good. So I think for the price, I'm going to look into that. Because then if that doesn't work out in 2 years or whatever, 12 months, 2 years, then we can always just go to this dedicated hunting boot per se and go from there. Anyway, we're nearly boiled. We might just talk about that Whelen. Ta-da! We tracked out. That was a fuck up. But anyway, it is what it is a little bit. You got to explore these areas. I was just talking to the guru. He said you got to explore these areas so you know where not to go. I know where not to go. So anyway, we'll keep on trucking. I reckon we'll go and pick up that bike. Head back into some bit more familiar country for a couple of days. Stay tuned. Plenty of action coming hopefully. If not, something going on.